President Obama spoke just a few hours ago in Washington, D.C., and he says that the most important thing is to promise that 97% of the country won't see a tax increase. The president says that the increase will be for the wealthiest 2% and that the middle class will not be held hostage. President Obama cited economists who said that the Bush tax cuts would be the least effective way to restore the economy, and he also says he has Republican support for taxes on the wealthy. Heading into this lame duck period, some politicians are staying while others are on the way out. But what this could mean for your pocket, Katya Rivera is here with a look at that so-called fiscal cliff.
Thanks, Alex. Today I spent the day trying to figure out what all this talk about the fiscal cliff really means for us Central New Yorkers. It seems to be popping up everywhere. It's in internet searches and even on the home pages of so many news sites. Not to mention, everyone's talking about it.
And while we alleviated one big question mark with the outcome of the election, it did nothing to provide clarity on the bigger uncertainty, which is the so-called fiscal cliff.
Unless Washington gets its act together and avoids the fiscal cliff.
Politics could push America over a fiscal cliff if...
But do you really know what the fiscal cliff is?
Admittedly, no, at least not the term.
Maybe he does. Okay, maybe him.
No, I don't.
Last chance.
Oh, I know that basically them doing budget cuts, so basically budget cuts in the federal government to help cut the deficit, basically.
Well, it's kind of how it sounds. We have fiscal, which is money, and then we have a cliff. So on January 1st, if Congress doesn't do something, the money basically falls off this cliff. And according to economists, that could mean some major changes.
Everyone is going to fail, including us, because our taxes will increase. With increase in our taxes, that's what the recession we are talking about.
But for some, there's no fear of falling over this fiscal cliff.
Well, I think the people of Central New York are really resilient people. We typically don't even know when the recession does hit.
Rivera also said most Central New Yorkers will feel about $2,000 tax increase if we do fall off the edge of this fiscal cliff. And this just in from Gallup, the poll found that 45% of Americans favor approaching the deficit with both spending cuts and tax increases. This is up from 32% in July of last year. So it looks like people are more comfortable with spending cuts this time around.